Versatile Mage. Chapter 235 Killing the Henchman. Did you guys hear something? Chia Song suddenly stopped and turned around. Hear what? Who cares about those things? Bai Zhangfeng answered, his face still pale. It seems like they aren't pursuing us. Let's go back and take a look, Chia Song said. Great auntie, do you have a death wish? Chia Song didn't understand these cowardly men, so she headed back without another word. She actually smelled an even stronger and more ferocious flame, and felt an even stronger magic fluctuation from the place they were at before. She returned to her original location step by step, following the black walls, until she realized that there was a large pile of black carcasses in front of her. These carcasses were piled up. It was hard to tell how many had died, not to mention the ones that had been turned into ashes. On the one hand, Chia Song was very confused. Why did these magical beasts, with such fierce appearances, appear in the Great Nix regime formation? On the other hand, she didn't understand just who had killed this large group of magical beasts. The time between her running away and now was not much at all. This type of flame. Chia Song looked at the remnant blood-colored flames on the ground, her face displaying astonishment. As a fire magician disciple from a famous family, how could Chia Song not recognize this type of flame? This wasn't common flame. These were spirit-grade flames. There must have been another fire magician here, a powerful fire magician that possessed spirit-grade fire. However, if you surveyed the entire Azure campus of the Pearl Institute, there was practically no one that possessed a spirit-grade seed. Just who was it that made these flames? The flames were actually so powerful that they were able to kill a large group of magical beasts in just this short period of time. They are dead. These magical beasts actually died. Could it be that each of them ran into Chia Song's groundbreak flames after we left? Zhuang Lifeng wondered aloud. How could that be? Even if you are that stupid, these magical beasts are definitely not that foolish. It doesn't matter. There were things that didn't belong to our school in here. We must be careful, and if we encounter other people, we need to tell them as well. Chia Song said firmly. Too bad. Now we don't know where the shadow beast went again. Bai Zhangfeng's face turned furious. Don't worry, we can still chase after it. In the dusky dark maze, a man in grey clothes was moving along the walls. The shadow beast was resting to the side. This time, Huiyi would definitely not let this creature run away. Huiyi was very cautious in his movements. He first had the dark beast silently block all possible escape routes for the shadow beast. Huiyi waved his hand and ordered the dark beasts to slowly surround the shadow beast. It was clear that the shadow beast was exhausted from being chased around. As it sat there panting, it did not know that it was being surrounded by no less than 10 dark beasts. Suddenly, a man's voice was heard from the other side of the wall. It's here, it's here. Humph, you really find things if you spare no effort in trying. What are these things? The shadow beast turned around and realized a group of people were not too far away from it. It then looked around and realized the group of black-skinned creatures was crawling on the walls, their eyes emitting a green light as they revealed their white teeth. The shadow beast didn't even think before it began to run. In the Nix regime, it was at least twice as fast as normal. It simply moved and disappeared from the very end of the dark maze walls. If they were to look for it, they wouldn't know which way to go. Shit, you blockheads dared to ruin my good moment. Huiyi was flustered as he roared toward that group of people. Isn't this Senior Li Tong? What a coincidence. Seeing you is great. Did you see those creatures that were crawling on the walls? It was so scary. A girl with a ponytail displayed a smile as she saw Huiyi in front of them. The man who scared away the shadow beast was still watching his surroundings. He was the only one who clearly saw those ghastly creatures' faces. Although the creatures disappeared in a flash, he did confirm that he saw them. Huiyi suppressed his anger and had the dark beasts hide as fast as they could. Only then did he smile as he said, "Oh, so it was you guys? No, you guys scared away the shadow beast that I nearly caught. Senior Li Tong, why don't you team up with us? Our team just happens to be missing a person, the girl with the ponytail proposed. Hu Yi considered it and finally nodded. If he wanted to catch the shadow beast, then he would definitely need the help of these people. This team's strength was pretty good. There was actually a shadow elemental user among them. A shadow magician was like a fish in water inside the Nyx regime. Chasing after the shadow beast with them would be very easy. Not too long afterwards, they once again found the shadow beast. It was clearly out of strength, and no longer able to run. Humph. The opportunity to enter the 3-step pagoda will be ours. Yeah. The shadow beast no longer has any strength to run. Oh, it stinks. Do you guys smell something? I also smell it. What is this weird smell? The 4 people simultaneously pinched their noses. The stench that wafted onto them made it difficult to breathe. They didn't know where the stench was coming from. Hu Yi smiled coldly. His gaze was cunning as he stood behind the 4 people. If he were to face them directly, then he wouldn't be their match. However, if it was a sneak attack, even if they were intermediate magicians, they wouldn't be able to do anything. Once he took the shadow beast, he would be able to receive his reward. Suddenly, a man's voice snarled from the walls of the shadow maze, "Be careful." Everyone turned around and realized there was a person they were somewhat familiar with coming out of the walls. It was like he had walked out of a shadow door, extremely strange to see. The student who was also a shadow user was extremely surprised when he saw the coming person. This person's usage of evading shadow was much more skillful than his own. If it wasn't for the fact that he had yelled out, he would not have sensed him at all. He had really achieved the realm of fusing together with the shadow. Isn't this the great demon? It's him. You, don't come here. I'm warning you, no matter what, we are still 4 elites of Pearl Institute. If you want to mess with us, shit, do you even dare to look at me? One of the surprised students spluttered. Mo Fan didn't pay any attention to them as he came out of the shadows. His gaze was fixed on the student called Senior Li Tong. So you're Mo Fan. How dare you think about stealing from us? Li Tong's reaction was fairly quick. He immediately retracted his curse aura as he took on the appearance of a normal student. Mo Fan's face was cold as he looked at him before saying, "You can stop the act now. Look at your dark beasts." Li Tong's eyebrows creased as he swept his gaze over and realized that his strongest dark beast was stuck on the wall for some reason. It was fixed there as it struggled for its life. Its distorted body was trying to struggle, but stuck through its abdomen was something like a giant nail. It was like a sharp spike had nailed it to the wall, and it was unable to move a single step. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.